Hey folks, it's Mangrel. Welcome back to the channel. I'm checking out a new quad from AvionRC. This is the Ikon 2.8, and pretty much it's the smaller brother of my favorite quad from 2025, which was the Ikon 3. And what AvionRC has done is they've pretty much taken everything that was so awesome from the Ikon 3, and they've now packaged it into this quad that's a little tiny bit smaller. And the cool thing is it does support the O4 Pro Air unit natively, and it's also a very lightweight, high performance chassis, which is everything that I'm all about. The quad comes fully assembled and sealed in this plastic bag. We also receive a 90-degree micro USB cable, just given the positioning of the USB port on the flight controller. And this is why we need that right-angle USB cable. So very good on AvionRC for including this in the package. And finally, we have an accessory bag. The accessory bag includes a battery strap, some screws, and very, very nice, we also get 2 extra arms. Finally, we have the instruction manual for our all-in-one flight controller. For the props, we'll be using the HQ prop T2.8 by 1.6 in this lovely gray color. Looking more closely at the build, this looks like it's been assembled with a lot of thought and care. I do love the motor choice. These are T-Motor 1404 4600 kV motors. These are what I use on most of my smaller builds, although I typically go for 3800 kV. So here AvionRC has gone for a little bit more high kV motors. The other thing I've noticed is that the orientation that AvionRC has chosen for the flight controller actually leads to longer than usual leads. So we can see our DJI connector comes from here, goes all the way around and pokes up through here. Likewise with the actual battery cable, it starts here and goes all the way around and comes out here. Now for comparison, this is my Ikon 3, my own build. So you can see how much shorter the power lead is over here. Also, if we look at the DJI connector, we can see it comes here and goes to there, so a lot shorter. But you can see that my motor cables are all weird lengths. This one's very short, this one's very long. So it's all about design choices and compromises. Very interestingly, this QR code to the manual does not work, but a quick Google search pointed me in the right direction. And here's the quad fully assembled. I've gone ahead and installed my Decased O4 Pro Air unit. I'll give you a link to how you do that in the description. I've also installed my Happymodel EP1 Express LRS receiver over there. I did use these 4 solder points because they came pre-tinned from the factory. So I figured, hey, if that's what AvionRC used, let me use those as well. But actually don't do that. Don't use these 2 power solder points here. These are not powered through USB. So when you connect this to USB, your receiver is not going to be powered. That's no good. You want to use these 2 at the very, very edge of the board. Those 2 are powered through USB. I've gone ahead and used my 3D prints from my Quadmella days. These do fit just like how they fit on the Ikon 3. I'm using my Flywoo 04 Pro antenna. This is 2 antennas in one. Checking our Betaflight configuration, most things look okay. I do see we are using the latest version of Betaflight, which is great. I did have to change the port configuration to flip it from the DJI remote controller over to our Express LRS. So I've changed the S-Bus to RX2. I've also changed the type of receiver to Crossfire, and now we're in business. I did notice a couple of weird things. First of all, this flight controller does support black box logging, but for some reason it's not activated, so I've gone ahead and fixed that. I also did notice that we have insanely high rates from the factory, a little bit unusual, so I've dialed those back to my typical rates. And then the OSD seems quite anemic. There's barely any kind of elements on the screen. Yes, these are all personal choices, but would have been nice to see some more of your typical kind of elements on the display. I forgot to mention that the prop configuration from the factory is reversed, so don't install your props the way you see most folks doing it online. You want them backwards like what I have over here. Now, given how much I love the Ikon 3, I can't help myself but to do a quick comparison between these 2. So this is the Ikon 3, this is the Ikon 2.8, and when I put them side by side or top to bottom, they actually look identical. So I think the center portions, top deck, bottom deck, all that is identical between the 2 quads. The only difference I'm seeing is that the arms are a little bit shorter on the 2.8, which is definitely expected. It's Mangrel for the future. It looks like there are some slight differences in the bottom plate. So you can see over here, The 2.8 has these little slots here and the screw down here versus the 3-inch has no slots here and the screw is there. So they have made some slight tweaks and refinements. For comparison, let's check the weight of the Ikon 3. So Ikon 3, no battery, is 132 grams. Now compare that with the Ikon 2.8, which weighs 137. So a couple more grams, which makes sense. We have extra cables, we have 3D prints, but that means smaller props, more weight, not off to a good start. If we add in the battery ready to fly, we're looking at 207. Unfortunately, the weather's not very cooperative on the first day out. Well, what do you expect? We are in the middle of our Canadian winter, but the weather is quite cold and also there's a good amount of wind gust. But I do notice that the quad is flying really well in its stock form. So I haven't changed anything on the tuning. Pretty much all I've done is I've put in my own personal rates. I've modified the on-screen display to my own personal preference. Otherwise, that's it. It's flying so well. And I have to say, this is probably the best I've had a bind and fly-ish kind of quad fly in its stock form. So you can definitely see that AvionRC has done a lot of work and a lot of thought around their tuning. I do see the occasional shake and wobble here and there, but that to me is because of the wind gust. The quad felt really locked in. It felt very responsive. And even doing some of these full throttle punch outs, quad feels pretty powerful, even though it has these smaller props. On the second flight of the same day, we take off just fine, but as soon as we make our first turn, we end up losing control and crashing in the snow. I went ahead and I made a couple of little speed controller tweaks, thinking that that may be the issue, and I'm doing a couple of test flights in the backyard just to see if we are confident that we've resolved the issue. So I've done a good 5 or 6 minutes of flight. Everything seems to be working okay, until I end up coming very close to the ground and shooting up some snow. As soon as that happens, we end up losing control once again, which tells me that there is some moisture issue with this flight controller. And I went back and I looked at day one's flight, and I do notice that I come right before landing very close to the ground, shooting up some snow. So I think we found the culprit. We have some moisture issues that's causing us to lose control. What do we need? We need conformal coating. Now, before the next flight, I went ahead and I did a couple of modifications to the way this was built by AvionRC. So first thing I did, of course, I've applied the conformal coating to the top of the flight controller and also to the bottom. You can see how both sides are now shiny. That's the effect of the conformal coating. I also went ahead and I turned this flight controller a little bit to actually this way. I went counterclockwise about 45 degrees. So now we've got the power connector coming out the front. Before it was coming out the side over here. And the good thing with this is pretty much all the wires did reach. I haven't extended, I haven't cut. The way it was from the factory has now reached over here. And I personally like this setup a little bit more because now our power cable is a lot shorter. Our capacitor is directly soldered over to the flight controller. It's just a way cleaner setup. We will have to modify the configuration in Betaflight because we've turned this around, so the orientation is different, the motor numbering is different, so you will have to go ahead and do a couple of more advanced setup in Betaflight. Now do bear in mind with the new orientation of the flight controller, the USB port actually is right there, which is the wrong direction to use the included 90-degree cable, because the 90-degree cable will actually come out this way and go that way, which won't work. But if you have a fairly slim micro USB like what I have here, it will clear the standoff and will work. It's a little bit tight, but it should be okay. Now in this configuration, we weigh 134 grams, so not bad. I believe we saved about 3 grams. We thankfully have better weather on the next day out. Still not ideal, but definitely better than the prior days. And I'm still impressed by the Ikon 2.8's flight characteristics, and I'm truly blown away by how much power it has given its smaller size. And flying around these trees, everything seems to work really good. Still getting a couple of shakes and wobbles because of wind gusts, but nothing too unexpected. I did also go ahead and do a couple of flights with different camera settings. So I went ahead and I flew in 4x3 just to give you a sense of how things will look like. I also did go ahead and turn on rock steady so you can see how rock steady would look like. I don't see any kind of issues in the rock steady footage. It seems to eat up the vibrations just fine. I also did go ahead and test ultra wide for those of you who fly ultra wide. And again, in all of these settings, we're not seeing any kind of props or upper deck or anything like that in view. So truly, this will give you a freestyle or cinematic experience depending on what you're looking for. I end up getting a good 6 to 6.5 minutes of spirited flight, which really amazing for this size of quad, and especially given the colder weather. I'm truly impressed with the Ikon 2.8. AvionRC has built a package that just seems to work. Yes, I modified some of the Betaflight configurations. Yes, I moved things around from a wiring perspective, but those are not mandatory things. I love the fact that AvionRC seems to have resolved the jello issue in the Ikon series. This camera cage just worked beautifully on the Ikon 2.8. I flew the 2.8 and the 3 back to back. The 2.8, no jello, no shakes. The Ikon 3, lots of jello, lots of shakes. So good job resolving that. Do bear in mind that this is the most up tilt you will be able to get with this camera cage design. That's about 20 degrees. Also, do bear in mind there's quite a bit of noise difference with the 2.8 props versus 3-inch props. The 2.8 props are less noisy, but a more high-pitched noise. So in my mind, this will annoy neighbors a lot more than the 3-inch. So I'm asking myself, who is this really for? And I think this is designed for folks that really could benefit from the smaller size. Let's say you're flying in very small, confined spaces. That's where this thing can be better. Also, if you're doing more mixture of freestyle and cinematic, this will be a better fit for that because it gives you way longer flight times, 6.5 minutes of flight on this versus 4.5 minutes on my Ikon 3 on the same day. So this definitely has its place. Me personally, trying to do more heavy freestyle, I prefer the Ikon 3, but this was definitely a blast to fly. So hope you like this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and stay tuned for more videos.